Hello again and welcome to Skopje in Macedonia. We made it. Now, you wouldn't think, sitting in this rather pleasant corner of this city, that we are in the capital of such a controversial and contested country. Macedonia, I've discovered, sits to the north of Greece, and it's also bordered by Bulgaria in the east, where we're going to be tomorrow, Albania in the west, and Kosovo and Serbia up in the north. And it seems that at some point in history, every single one of these bordering countries has tried to make some claim on this landmass. And even now, there's plenty of Greeks who don't like to recognise Macedonia.
Because of the name, they do not mainly respect us as a nation. They think that we are not really the Macedonians.
So it's kind of a controversial place. And there's so much interesting history here. I'm not going to bore you by trying to go through much of it, but I do want to flag up a couple of things. First is the role played by people around here at the time of the Second World War. It seems that quite a lot of the people from Macedonia and the surrounding region got together as the partisans to oppose the Nazis. And apparently they did so successfully without the backing of any big imperialist state. So it's this incredibly inspiring moment in European anti-Nazi history, which I don't think we're told enough about. So if any of you know more about the partisans, I'd love to hear from you. Now, after the Second World War, the Macedonians got some autonomy, but only as part of Yugoslavia. I think their language was recognised for the first time, and Macedonian culture was encouraged to some degree. But it wasn't until Yugoslavia collapsed in 1991 that the Republic of Macedonia got full independence. Now, this is the second theme I want to talk about, I suppose. It's brilliant, of course, that Macedonians and that anyone else in the world can use and celebrate their own language and culture and feel proud of where they're from. That's all stuff that everyone should support. But sitting as I am in the southern tip of the Balkans, I'm reminded of something that Arundhati Roy said, the Indian writer, you know her? She said that it's not anti-national to be deeply suspicious of all nationalisms. And I think that's particularly poignant round here, because the fact of the matter is that rivers of blood have flowed through this part of the world because people have been divided by nationhood and divided by ethnicity and so on. And it's my belief that there's nothing natural or inevitable about those sorts of divisions. I mean, what happened in the 1980s and the early 90s around here, it seems to me, is that when there was a big economic downturn, the leaders of the state bureaucracy, in order to take the heat off themselves, started to bang the drum of nationalism and of ethnic division and so on. And I think herein lies a lesson for all of us, because there's an election coming up in Britain soon. And in a part of East London where I was born, Barking and Dagenham, there is a political party who's trying to take over the council, who are trying to do a very similar thing. At a time of economic crisis and poverty for a lot of people in that part of London, they have come along saying that the answer is to be more nationalistic, that the answer is to blame vulnerable minorities in society, that the answer is to blame people of a different religion. And I say shame on them. And I also say shame on the Labour government that has created the conditions where those sorts of ideas get an audience in the first place. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. I'll see you soon.
Kao da kažem granici, boundaries, I don't know.
You believe in no boundaries?
Yes.
You believe in no borders?
Borders, I believe in no borders. I think that if there are no countries, it will be better.